Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:08, August 19th, Friday. 73 degrees, got up to 84 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are joined by my special co-host, the fourth co-host in the history of Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin and Jillian Messina. So the first three, do you know the first three?
I know Noelle.
This is Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin trivia.
Wait, I remember Noelle was on, but was she on by herself? She was
awesome.
On
by herself, yes.
She was awesome.
But that was Noelle Latano,
yes.
who's now Noelle Carino. So
yes.
Yeah. So
love her.
Noelle was a co-host. Then we had one recently.
Yes.
That's the one that you complained.
It was Dana Lancelotti.
Yeah, Dana Lancelotti.
She was so happy.
Right.
Yes.
She was very happy,
I
very
like
positive.
her.
Although at one point she was literally holding her head up to make sure that it didn't fall because she was tired. Yeah. That's what she did. The third one you should know too.
I'm trying to
I'm going to give you one hint.
Yeah.
Okay. Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Yeah. Father Scott. He's
from St. Joe's.
Yes.
I'm St. Justin's.
Oh, that doesn't, so what?
I know, but when you said it, I remembered.
Yeah.
You said Father Scott, and I remember St. Joe's.
Yeah.
I do listen.
Okay, I know.
I listen.
No, I know. That's good.
Just not this early.
I understand that too. But now now it's like 10 after 6.
It is.
Yeah, so we're moving right along here. Soon people will actually start waking up and paying attention to what we're talking about. So we have to be, on a little better behavior. All right. So we went through the U.S. Olympic swimmers. All right, Zach, it's time. We've teased this enough. So give us the 30,000-foot view of what Sausage Party is about.
Sausage Party is very vulgar. I'll start with that. All right, it's intense. But the whole story, I guess, would just be about the food in the supermarket. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
All the foods in the supermarket. They're trying to get to the great beyond, is what they call it. And that's leaving the supermarket. And they think leaving the supermarket's a good thing. They think going to the great beyond is going with the gods. They think the people are the gods.
Right.
And that they carry them out into the great beyond and they're going to go, I don't know, to heaven or whatever.
Right.
But yeah.
And then they realize what actually happens.
Yeah, they realize that we eat them.
Yes.
So it's crazy. I can't really say too much about it.
And then what happens after that? It's a love story though, right? There's love. No,
you could say that. I guess some dirty love.
It would be like. So let me ask you a question. It's rated R, right?
Yes.
Could you, the NC-17? There have been very few movies that have gotten the NC-17 label.
Yes.
Right. Would you say this is like beyond rated R almost?
It's almost I would say it's right there.
And if it was animated people as opposed to animated food, it would definitely be.
It would definitely be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they would be able to do that.
No.
It's pretty intense.
Oh, so it really pushes the envelope, right?
It really pushes the envelope.
So when I win the bet,
I am not going to see
Jillian,
that movie.
When I win the bet, you and I are going to see Sausage Party
Absolutely
together.
not. I'm
yes,
not
we are.
seeing that movie.
I like that. I think that's going to be fun for you.
There
too.
you go. I just figured out what I'm doing.
I don't want to see that
Why?
movie.
I'll buy popcorn. And you could have,
you throwing popcorn?
I'm
in.
Popcorn. Listen, I would even buy you 2 snacks if you wanted to. You could have popcorn and then something chocolatey or something.
Duds.
Yeah. Like you like Milk Duds?
I love Milk Duds.
Oh, I hate Milk Duds.
Why?
Because
ooey gooey on your
because I'm way super impatient, right? And so I just like chew
them. You can
them.
never eat a sugar daddy.
No, I chew them and then they're like stuck and it's disgusting. I hate it. Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's bad.
Like
what was that other one? What were the
You
one?
definitely have ADD bad.
Super ADD. Yeah, super. Yeah. It's hard to keep it in. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Sausage Party, that's what we're doing when I win the bet for using no technology this morning. Yes, thank you, Zach.
There you go.
Thank you for locking it in for me.
I like it.
I appreciate it. All right, good. And by the way, you said it has to be something that your husband would be able to do. He can definitely come with us.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, we can even make it a double date.
Make it a double date.
We can make it a double date. I'll bring my wife.
Okay.
All right, he'll sit next to your husband, and then you'll. I'm joking. All right, moving right along. So anyway, so that's
what?
The bet otherwise
Oh,
was if I
geez.
lose was that
You need to
I was
pick a-
coming. No, I was going to come to
Your family's going to come to Sunday Fun Day.
yeah, at your house, which isn't really like a penalty or something.
No,
It's
but you just haven't come.
I know you don't believe this, but
You're
we
busy?
have a lot going on. And by the way, now it's not to say you don't.
No,
but,
I believe you.
But now it's soccer season. So
I like soccer.
starting this weekend, I'm
You're
out.
done.
Yeah, in
Like
fact,
even Labor Day weekend? Sunday?
No, actually, Labor Day weekend we're not. But where are we Labor Day weekend?
But.
I forget where
What's
we
a
are.
but?
There's always something. I know of something on the Sunday of Labor Day. But anyway, yeah, starting this weekend, I'm in Bordentown. I have to be in Bordentown at like 10 o'clock on Saturday morning for 2 games. And then Sunday I have to be in Bordentown for an 8:30 game, which means we have to leave the house at like 6. That's awesome.
See, when my boys both my boys play soccer. They played baseball, and we used to sit on the field,
Yeah.
freezing cold for 3 hours. Like
Hated
it's torture,
going to
especially
baseball
when
games.
they're like 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
Then they went to soccer, which is awesome.
Yeah,
because
it's so much more fun.
It's 50 minutes. It's never
Yeah.
freezing. It's action the
Well,
whole time.
that's not true.
Yeah, but they're still little.
I
They're
know.
only 9.
You haven't started playing. Like my last game
But then
right
they're going to
now-
get jobs.
My last game is scheduled November 20th for my team, so it will be cold.
It'll be cold.
And then there's always that you can play Thanksgiving tournaments or whatever. So it gets cold
They're going to
then.
get jobs at that point.
Your
The
boys?
boys, yeah, they're going to go work with my husband.
Or
Once
maybe-
it starts like travel, not be fun.
Or maybe by then, right? I was just reading here, and now I'm gonna have to flip through it. We're gonna have those self-driving cars,
Oh yeah.
right?
I hope those computers don't ever like malfunction.
No, they won't. In fact, here, Volvo and Uber. We were just talking about this, Zach, weren't we?
Yes.
That's why you thought
Uber.
this was so topical.
And now look at it. They're doing
Volvo
it.
has agreed to a $300 million alliance with Uber to develop self-driving cars. And so the thought here is Uber will purchase Volvos and then install its own driverless control system for the specific needs of their ride-hailing services. So eventually, if you're an Uber driver right now, yeah, that's a bug's life, because eventually, like you're gonna be replaced by a computer, right?
So,
Just like
so
all
get
of
a trade.
Just like all of our elementary school kids, who ultimately will be replaced by a computer.
Not if they know a trade.
What kind of trade? Like air conditioning or
HVAC,
yeah.
electrical, contracting, carpentry, chef. It's just-
yeah.
yeah.
So
Because life is not like the Jetsons, like we were promised.
well, what do you mean?
Well, didn't you hear when you were in elementary school? Oh, by the time you're 30, life will be like
I
the
should
Jetsons.
be able just to hit a button and turn my car into a briefcase.
Yeah. Listen, at this point, I'll just settle for Rosie.
Did you
Can I
like
just have
Rosie? Let me ask
Rosie?
you this: did you like Rosie better or Orbity?
Or I liked Rosie,
Do you know who Orbity was?
the little.
Yeah, the little floating guy.
Yeah.
You liked Rosie?
Well,
I
just
thought-
because as an adult, I would really love somebody to take care of my house.
I thought she was a little clunky though. Like I thought that she was like I would have thought they could have found like a more like aerodynamic cleaning person.
I'm just laughing because I think anybody listening to the show right now is saying "Holy ADD."
Why? No,
because
I mean
we went
seriously.
from Uber and Volvo to the
I love the
Jetsons and
Jetsons.
Rosie.
All right, one other question though: Jetsons or Flintstones?
I liked when they met.
Yeah, but which did you like better? Like if you were like, okay,
I like
here
the
it is.
Flintstones
Here
because
is.
it was the Honeymooners.
Because you
It
thought
was
the
the
Flintstones
animated
were-
Honeymooners.
Because did you
Did you
seen
get that?
Yes.
Okay,
But I never really watched the Honeymooners, so I know it's in black and white, and I had a problem with that. Zach, you've seen the Flintstones before, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen the Jetsons before,
Of course.
So which would you prefer to watch?
Jetsons.
Yeah. See, I was a Flintstones guy,
I'm a Flintstones
right?
girl.
But that's because we're older.
Yeah.
That's because
But we're not
older.
old. We're just
No,
older than
we're
Zach.
older. He's younger, and he's like, oh my God, Flintstones. Ew.
Yeah.
Like I'm all about the the Jetsons.
Yeah, let's keep going forward. I don't need
Yeah,
to go
why?
back.
Let's not look back. Let's not look
Yeah.
back.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
All right. Well, when we come back, I have another one for you: Brady Bunch or Gilligan's Island. When we come back, wake up with Jeremy Grunin and Jillian Messina. Back after this. Hey, welcome back. Well, yeah, that wasn't disconcerting at all. Moving stuff around in front of the whatever. Yeah, wake up with Jeremy Grunin here with Jillian Messina. So okay, Gilligan's Island or Brady Bunch?
Oh, geez, I was popping balloons. I didn't
You
think.
didn't think about that?
I may go with Gilligan's Island.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, if you think about it, though, there were
This
more.
is like a would you rather
There
game.
were more. There were more moments. There were more moments in the Brady Bunch that actually you remember and you reference.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
for example, like everybody knows Marsha, right? I mean, that's like everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows. Like I always, especially because I'm on the radio, I reference the one where Cindy Brady was on like a TV show, and she was all excited and she knew every answer, and then the red light went on and she just froze, and she stared at the red light for the whole show.
Well, now see, if you watched The Honeymooners, you would have known the same thing with Ralph Cramden when he made the invention.
Everybody remembers the tarantula.
The tarantula,
right? Everybody remembers. I think it was that same like 2-part Brady Bunch episode.
Like with the totem pole.
Yeah, because like
and
like they had to run the plans. They did like they had to like pass the plans like passing a baton. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Which brings up another. See, we're going to work in all the headlines anyway.
Good.
So how did you feel? You're familiar with that Olympic thing that happened, right? With the 4x100, Zach. You heard about this?
No.
Okay, so Allison Felix and the 4x100 women's relay
girls,
team, at the Olympics.
Okay.
So they're the favorites. Okay, I know it's shocking, but we have the fastest runners in the world. Okay?
Yes.
So 4x100, we're moving right along. Well, Allison Felix gets kind of rubbed up against by a Brazilian runner, right? As she's getting ready to make the baton handoff, and it throws off the timing, and we drop the handoff. And so once you drop the baton handoff, it's over.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, so it's over. So they appealed, right, and said, well, but we got hit, right? And the Olympic Committee agreed, and so they got to run. They got to run against nobody in a heat by themselves because it was a qualifying heat. It wasn't the finals.
Okay.
So they got to run. They got to run their own qualifying heat, right, against nobody, alone on the track, and they would take their time. And of course, they were the fastest time in their qualifying in overall.
And that's going to raise some questions.
Well, no, I think actually, because no, I don't think it.
You don't think?
There were some questions. There were some questions only because they were like, "Well, are they getting special treatment, or whatever?" But listen, at the end of the day, I said it. I like to say at the end of the day, I believe that you like to see the people that have worked so hard and are the best in the world. I know people say they want to see the underdog win, but I want to see the folks that are putting in the most work and are the best of the best. I want to see them get what they deserve.
They've earned it.
And while Allison Felix has plenty of medals, I can't speak for all the other girls on that 4x100 team, and they deserve their opportunity to get a gold medal. And it shouldn't be because somebody brushed up against and threw off their timing that they lose a chance at a gold medal.
Now, let me ask you something. Somebody brushed against them and threw off their timing. Did it throw off that person's timing as well?
Yeah, but that person...
did that person do it on purpose?
No, it wasn't on purpose.
So then, did they get to run again?
No, they were behind. They were well behind. It was like...
Like they didn't stand a chance?
Yeah.
Because I think that it would be more fair if both teams got to do that.
You're right, but I don't think there was a
complain?
question. There wasn't a question on... And they didn't drop the baton.
Okay.
It wasn't. It was a baton. It was a handoff. That was the issue.
So that brush didn't really mean much to the other team,
right?
But it meant okay.
Yes, but it obviously meant so. And look, this is the baton handoff is a timing thing. It's all about timing, right? Because it's one thing if I ran up to you and handed you, like in the Brady Bunch, handed you my architectural plans. Yeah. But this is like a girl wants to be hitting full speed as she's getting that baton handoff because you don't want, the whole point of it is not to break stride.
Yeah.
Right? And so the timing is incredible. You have to know the girl in front of you, know the girl behind you, where you need to start, when you need to get there, and that's the practice piece. And that is easily thrown off by a brush, which throws everything off. So at least it's good to see that in my mind, justice was served there. Just like when Mr. Brady got his appropriate plans and was able to make this presentation on the Brady Bunch. Right.
Just in time.
Just like on the Brady Bunch. When we come back with Jillian Messina, we are going to, we'll talk more about, 80s television. And we'll see
quotes.
We'll see how movie quotes, and we'll see how we can sprinkle in more headlines as we go from there. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, back after the news.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:32, Friday, August 19th, 73 degrees, getting up to 84 today. WOBM AM 1160, 1310, News Talk Radio, streaming live on the radio pop app and WOBMAM.com, 722-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are joined in studio by Jillian Messina, and across the way from me, of course, is Zach. So it's a very special Brady Christmas. No,
You said show of the millennium.
I know. Show of the millennium. So what do you think? So let me ask you a question. Right? Is that what's that?
The last one I had.
Balloon was deflating. So what do you think? So if how do you feel? I know you're going to be like, this isn't really
so
funny.
Afraid of what's coming out of your mouth.
No, how do you feel about ransom for hostages? Like, so I'm asking you this because, right, you're a positive, like, all about people, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, we were just talking in the break about how
this is a trap,
like,
people.
We were just talking in the break about how, when you have Sunday fun day at your house, you guys collect cell phones.
So you put that with hostages?
No,
if I had your phone, you're a hostage?
I'm going to explain how I get there, okay? I'm going to explain how we get there.
Okay.
So you're all about, like, it's personal interaction. It's about people and blah, 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 blah. All that good stuff, right? so how do you feel about ransom for hostages? And now I want you to picture, God forbid, it was somebody who you cared about.
I just watched that movie the other night with Michael Douglas when they take his daughter.
Oh, was it Taken?
No. I'll never tell. What's her? Brittany Murphy was in it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. Doesn't matter. I would look it up, but I can't use the internet.
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
No. Anyway, so how do you feel about that?
Yeah, because now you're going to say, oh, well, if it was your kid, you'd pay the ransom.
But
obviously.
Well, that's the dilemma, isn't it?
Well, it's a dilemma, but I think that there's two different kinds. Like if it's government at home and it's you're killing me here.
Why?
Like in my head when you were going here, I was thinking like, does America negotiate for with terrorists for hostages? We never have. Because it just opens a door.
Right, absolutely.
I don't think that we should. But on the flip side of that, that's somebody's family member.
Right.
Like,
so you understand.
So I completely understand the
But you understand
the
why
problem
we can't.
there. And I 100% understand why we can't. But I do understand the dilemma because that's somebody's somebody.
Right.
So I get that, but it only weakens us if we do.
See, I just had a I'm watching House of Cards. Have you ever watched House of Cards?
No.
Yeah, it wouldn't be your.
No.
But
I watched Scandal. That's the only show
that's
I
the only
watch.
one you watch?
Yeah.
So I watched all of Game of Thrones. I binge watched my way through Game of Thrones, and it was awesome. And now I am like 31 episodes into House of Cards, and it's interesting because there obviously are a lot of parallels to real politics and real life. And there was a line in the last episode that I just watched, and it's like a line from the Quran, right? Which is the loss of one human. Something I'm obviously going to say it wrong. The loss of one human life is the equivalent of the loss of all human life. And then of course Frank Underwood, who's the slimy politician, says, yes, but the Quran also says that the saving of one life is the equivalent of saving of all human life. And then the flip side. And the other guy comes back to him and says, you don't get extra points just because you know a couple lines of the Quran. That doesn't, so it was anyway. So I think about that and I say, well, is it okay to sacrifice a few for the good of the many? I mean, that's a horrible thought on some level, right?
It is.
But
it is.
But it's the case. I mean, we can't. If it's known that if you take an American life is worth X amount of dollars.
Well, that's why we don't negotiate
what's
with
to
hostages.
stop people
Absolutely.
And the Israelis have been famous for this, right? That they will never negotiate, that they never back down, and that's why
we've never negotiated.
No, we never have. And so this $400 million payout, which it was a resolution of an earlier conflict. It was paying off a debt. But the reality was that the money was admittedly kept until the hostages were released, and then the money was released. Mm-hmm. Right? So there's no way to interpret that other than to say it looks like we paid a ransom for our hostages. Right?
There's no other way to interpret that now.
So that's a bad look.
Yeah,
right?
wow.
And so
now we've negotiated with terrorists.
And so
now we've opened the door.
So now we've opened the door, and so of course, now here's the big moment, right? Because now is this going to be an opportunity? And I know you don't want to talk politics, but is this an opportunity for the Trump campaign to now take this and say this is representative of the Clinton-Obama foreign policy, right? And can they keep it on message, keep it on point, and can he keep from saying something dumb, right, in the next day or two?
You had me until you said that, and I don't hate him.
Can he keep from saying something so stupid that it overshadows a heinous act like this? Well, that's the key for Donald Trump.
Yeah, if he can do that, and I don't. That's a tough.
That's
one.
And yesterday, Donald Trump said, right, and it was good. It was he admitted regret, right, for saying some of the things he has, and his quote was, "Sometimes in the heat of debate and speaking on a multitude of issues, you don't choose the right words or you say the wrong thing. I have done that, and believe it or not, I regret it, and I do regret it, particularly where it may have caused personal pain. Too much is at stake for us to be consumed with these issues." But I
appreciate that.
And
that's a real moment.
It was a real moment. I'm sure it was written for him because I don't think he would have come off that. But it is a real moment. But that's like saying, even
if it's written for him, he can look at it and go, "I'm not saying that."
It's a real moment.
He did.
It's a real moment. But does that make it okay? When you get into a fight with someone and you say hurtful things, right, and then you say, "I'm sorry." I'm sorry is great, and you may be forgiven, but it's not forgotten, and it doesn't mean that it wasn't said. It doesn't work like it does in court, where
you can't unring a bell.
Yeah,
I get it.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You can't.
But you also can't define somebody
by what they say.
No, you can't define somebody by just a few moments in their life. You should define somebody by
the body of work.
Well, yeah, to a point. I mean, sometimes people can do so many good things.
Right.
And then a slip of the tongue, which don't tell me you've never had one.
Oh, listen, every day on this show.
I'm not saying that he always says the right thing, because trust me, I'm a realist. I see it. But sometimes people in the heat of a moment say things that they don't mean or they regret, but their actions speak louder sometimes.
All
and
right.
if you're going to go there, if you want to go politics on me, because I'm going to go there.
No, we're not really going. We're not going politics. We're going personality, right? Let's not talk. We don't even have to go.
Okay, who's more honest? No, I don't think either of them are 100% honest, but who's more honest?
Well, listen, I think she's a career politician. I think this is what she's done all her life. I think that she's been bred to be manipulative and to do what she needs to do to move up the ladder.
And she's invincible. She's untouchable.
Including, by the way, her marriage, which, let's be fair, that's a marriage of political convenience for the two of them. It's not I'm sure they love each other on some level. I'm sure they're friends, but it's not a conventional marriage for sure. Right. I mean, he still has a girlfriend, for God's sake. So, let's. I mean, yes.
Well, if that's their agreement, that's their
fine.
agreement. I'm not judging that.
But I'm saying everything that she's done has been to
get here,
to manipulate her way to where she is, and so fine. Donald Trump, you're right.
He's a hard worker.
He does.
He's not polished.
He is not polished. But my question for you, and we're up against a break. So I'm going to let you. You're going to have a minute to think about this, while you're not popping balloons. Is Jillian Messina? You're a woman, right? In case anybody listening didn't know that.
This is a good question.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know.
Okay. Do you, in your heart of hearts, believe that he is not sexist, or that he does not have?
It's not where I thought you were going.
Does he not have a skewed view on women, or would you feel comfortable if you had a daughter, that and he was younger, that was her husband, right? And that was the way she would go. So
are you talking about Bill or Donald?
No, we're not talking about Bill. We're talking about Donald Trump. Okay, we're talking about Donald Trump. So we'll talk about that when we get back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Knocked over my clock. You knocked over my clock. I got it. Oh, we're back on. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. We got it. All right. There's craziness going. There's so many balloons, and we're working our way through them. Wait, hold on. Wait, this is a good one. Oh, wait. Oh, we just lost it. All right. So I asked you when we went to, can you put down your device for a moment? I just asked you when we went to break how you felt, if you believed in your heart of hearts that Donald Trump was not a misogynist, right?
Yeah.
And so, go ahead.
You know,
You're going to hedge your bet here. I can already tell you're hedging your bet.
hate you.
And I'm going to force you into a real answer. So go ahead.
Okay, here's my real answer.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally.
Okay.
People that work for him, you get some people that say he is, some people that say he's not. I'm not going to judge him based on what other people say.
Okay. So what about what he said? I mean, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If you were in an argument with somebody, right? Let's say you were talking to your kid's principal. And not that this happened,
No. Okay.
right? And you were having a serious conversation about something that was bothering you about the school or something that had happened to your children. And they said to you, Jillian, Miss Messina, you're really just reacting that way. Is it that time of the month for you? What would you do?
I'd probably laugh and be like, "You're a beep,
Right,
beep, beep,"
exactly,
you know,
right. But how would you feel? Like, how would you feel about that person? Would you feel like, oh, that was probably just a dumb off the cuff remark? You didn't really.
I probably would because
But you
I
wouldn't
know.
think that was some kind of a character, like that was some
No, I just think
reflection
it's a
of
dumb
character.
thing to say.
Well, but this is what you get from your presidential candidate who says that about Megyn Kelly.
Oh my gosh, that was like.
It doesn't matter.
Over-
It wasn't that long ago. In the grand scheme of things.
Listen, if Megyn Kelly got over it, I think that I can.
She got over it because she has no choice. Because
She has no choice 'cause he's the nominee.
He's a nominee. He
Yeah.
may be our next president, and she's trying to, she's trying to be the definitive news source in the country. And so she's going to have to kind of get over it. Just like, Paul Ryan's going to have to get over it. Like, these people have to get over things.
Well,
and by the
I
way,
do
if you
agree.
worked for him and he paid you a crap ton of money, you would get over whatever he said every now and then, as long as you didn't feel like you
to
were...
a point, yeah. Like, I mean, if you just felt like it was over and over and over
Absolutely.
again.
If you
But-
didn't feel at risk or in danger, you'd get over it.
Yes. Okay. Now let's take it one step further.
Okay.
Look at his children.
Okay.
He must be a really and I shouldn't say this because Chelsea Clinton is really good too.
Well,
Like he raised beautiful, respectful.
Who raised them?
Donald Trump.
You think he raised them?
You think
Let's
he didn't?
be honest. Let's be honest. How much time do you think Donald Trump was spending with his kids?
I'm
Really?
sure a decent amount of time with his kids.
I think Ivana Trump did a great job raising Ivanka, right? Yeah. I think that Donald Trump, no doubt, that he did a great job with whatever, finishing schools, whatever, whatever.
I don't know.
No, and I'm not saying that he's a
But
bad
they
parent.
say he's very involved.
I'm sure
and
he
has
is.
been.
I'm sure he is. But
That means
just like
something.
you said, I don't know Donald Trump personally.
Yeah.
You don't know his kids personally either.
I don't. But I just feel like he would frown upon them speaking the way he speaks sometimes.
Absolutely, that's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is it just because they're more savvy and they've don't you think Ivanka cringes every time? Don't you think, based on everything you've read and everything, don't you think that every time he says something dumb, she goes back and she says, "What, Dad? What are you doing?"
Probably.
I mean, don't we? By the way, don't we all do that to our parents? Like, we all do that, right? As much as we love them, right? We're like, you were at times you're like, "Oh my God, where were you going with that? What were you doing?"
I honestly can't say if
No,
Dad
I know.
do that with my parents. They're
All
not.
right. But I'm just saying, for a lot of us, that's not an unusual reaction to your parents.
Usually people are saying that to me, like, Jill,
yeah.
Jill, foot mouth. I'm
right.
like, oh.
They say Jill or Jillian.
Well, some people call me Jill.
Let me ask you this now. So,
Okay, can we go back to Happy Talk?
Now that we said we really like Donald Trump, how do you feel about naked Donald Trump statues? Well, let's talk about that when we get back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. So check this out, Jillian. So, naked Donald Trump statues. I love this headline, by the way. I think that you think somebody was messing around when they made this headline. Exposed. Right? Okay, so that's whatever. Naked Donald Trump statues pop up in cities across U.S. Really? I mean, seriously, the double entendre there is almost disturbing.
I wish
right?
people could feel my eye roll.
That eye roll,
now.
that was a huge eye roll. They don't even make an emoji that has an eye roll that big. Life-size naked statues of Donald Trump are greeting passersby in New York, San Francisco, L.A., Seattle, and Cleveland on Thursday. It's all part of an activist collective called In Decline, which is an anti-Trump, obviously, because, it's an anti-Trump group. They said that the hope is that Trump, quote, is never installed in the most powerful political and military position in the world. And so it's these statues have come up everywhere. Of course, the parks departments are taking them down. They said that the statues on the West Coast were still there because they're a lot more laid back. And don't forget, they're 3 hours behind. So, doesn't have anything to do with it?
No.
Oh, I thought maybe they were just a little behind.
No.
No? All right.
I saw what you did, but no.
See what I was doing there?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? I mean, I think, you want one for your backyard? No? Sunday Fun Day with naked Donald Trump statue? No.
You know what? I think it's comical. It's a waste of money.
Yeah.
I think that if anything, they say no press is bad press. I think if anything, it's not going to hurt them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so
boring answer. Sorry.
That's all right. It's fine. It was just it's really a throwaway story. So it's just, but I do think it's funny. I do want to also mention that yesterday, well, just in being fair and balanced, because we've done a lot of Trump bashing, because we like to do Trump bashing.
Yeah, I don't like when you do that. I
know.
can't lie.
I'm sorry. It's okay. So the Clinton Foundation yesterday, they officially said that Bill Clinton will step off the board of directors if Hillary is elected, and that they will no longer take corporate donations or donations from foreign interests if she's elected. So I mean, I don't understand the big deal. I mean, it's not like they would ever do something, dishonest with the foundation.
Never.
Like they would never trade political clout for donations, would they?
Never.
I mean, that would be wrong.
Never. She
Who would
never
do
that?
Who would even think? Who would even?
It's definitely the first lady that should represent our country.
Who would even think of that? Who would even think of that?
No.
Well, okay. So anyway, so that did happen. So shocker there. I mean, really. Anyway. So, and you heard there's another Zika outbreak in Miami.
I'm not going to lie. If I was pregnant, I'd be petrified.
Really?
I would. Yeah.
There are so many ways I could go with that, by the way. I'm like, if you...
Oh, yeah, because, I'm older.
Yeah. No, I mean, yes. I understand. You'd be petrified that you were going to get stung by a mosquito.
Yeah, well, you want to hear a funny story? Can I tell you a funny story?
I do want to hear.
I
want to hear a funny story, but we're up against a break, and so we have Zika, but we also have flakka, and Zach actually said that flakka was a large part of Sausage Party.
Yes, it was a very big part.
So we're going to talk. We're going to talk Zika, flakka, and then after the break, we have to transition into some important police business.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we do have to transition into some important police business.
We're
here
your pens
with
out.
Jillian Messina is my co-host today. Balloons everywhere. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Back after this.
Coming up next, the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River. It's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. 7:07, Friday, August 19th, 73 degrees, getting up to 84 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the radio, pop app, and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160. Join the conversation. We are joined in studio by Jillian Messina. She's been my co-host all day today. Since 5:30. Although, what time did you get here to put all the balloons and everything up?
We got here a little after 4:15.
That's what time Zach usually gets here, right? So
I was here a little bit earlier.
Earlier. Wow.
He
and
was.
This is your long day too.
I know.
Ooh,
I was working extra
you really
just
are
for
a
you.
Team player.
Just for you.
You're a team player, Zach. That's good stuff.
Zach, I think that we should give you something for A, being in on the prank, and B, doing all that extra work because Jeremy couldn't use his phone or any technology, which I'm a little nervous because he still hasn't.
I know. You're good. We're going to Sausage Party.
Here.
And Zach, Zach, you know what I'm going to do? You're right. We're going to get you something. I'm going to absolutely renew your membership in the Ocean Running Club.
No
problem.
Okay. Thank you.
I got you.
Looking forward to it.
Give him some Jadickies.
What did you say?
Give him some Jadickies.
Oh, from the bakery?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So talk to me. I know that you do a lot of work with the Toms River Police Department, right?
I do.
So and by the way, just so we're clear, right? because the police department is subsidized by taxpayer dollars, right, and that whole thing. So how much of the taxpayer dollars are going towards all the work that you do for the Toms River Police Department?
0.
Yeah, so you do it just as a volunteer.
I do.
Like
I
you're
do.
the
For now.
volunteer, for now. Oh, okay. You're the volunteer, special advocate for the Toms River Police Department.
Yeah.
Right. That's craziness. But so I know that we've talked on this show a lot about, certainly it's been in the news a lot about police relationships with communities. The fact that that really law enforcement needs to move to more of a community approach, not police versus the world, but rather police as part of the world they are in. And I often say that we don't have that problem here in certainly in Toms River.
No, we're way ahead of the game.
Yeah, totally ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
So very, very involved police department with our community. Mitch Little is out all the time.
He's top notch.
Yeah.
He really is.
And so are a number of the guys that are always out in the community and doing their thing.
And he always says that. Like he always gives them accolades, even when they come up with things like Operation Brain Freeze, which is currently underway. An officer came up with that and went to him, and he was like, "Yeah, do it." He never.
So what's
really takes the
Operation
credit.
Brain Freeze?
Operation Brain Freeze is awesome.
Okay, that's all you need to know. Great.
No,
Let's move
okay,
on.
so here it is. If your kid's out riding their bike and they have a helmet on, well, and a police officer sees them, they'll stop and they'll pull them over and they'll give them a ticket. And the ticket is for free ice cream. And there's various different ice cream places that they get them for that participate in it. Thank you. And it's basically to thank the kids for following the law, to introduce the officer to the children, to show the kids that, hey, listen, we're your friends. We're your friends until you make us not your friends. So let's stay friends.
That's and by the way, that's also a great. One of the things that you learn in management training, leadership training, is everybody talks about accountability, and so it's always the best leaders are the ones that hold their teams accountable to a high level, but also reward their teams to a high level when they do the right things, right? Rewarding great behaviors. Yeah. So something like this is like the ultimate in rewarding great behavior and showing that a police force is not just there to beat you down when you make a mistake or something like that, but also there to support you and say great job and high five and we're your biggest fans. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And some of the things that they do. When I first met Chief, I guess it was a little over almost 2 years ago now. Jeez, time flies. We went to a Harlem Ambassadors basketball game, and it was at one of the intermediate schools, and there weren't too many people there. Go ahead.
I'm listening.
He is now sucking down the helium for the balloons.
I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
And it was. The Harlem Ambassadors were there, and they were playing basketball against the Toms River Police team, the basketball team. And they got out, and in the middle, it was a show. It was fun. The halftime, you had the police officers dancing and showing a different side to them without the uniform on. And the kids were cheering, and it was awesome. And then we have the football game where the kids go out and they go on the field. They are cracking up right now at this. I think the whole second half of the show, we're not talking serious stuff.
No,
we should do that. Not distracting at all. But they do a lot of stuff to engage the community, and we run programs at the schools. I know that in connection with the prosecutor's office, they do the GREAT program, and we do something right now in one of the schools, the AIE and HERO program that we have discussed that we may be changing up a little bit. But another thing that they do, especially with all the community, not just the children, is in September 26th, they're having their annual Vesta Cup, where everybody goes to Pizza Hut. It's a party outside, and this year, again, they're going to have even more tables outside where people in the past have gone and said, oh, the wait's too long or it's 2 hours. Now you can get pizza outside. So the timing is going to be much better if you want to do it that way. And you go, and all of the tips that night go towards the bulletproof vests, and then a portion of the proceeds Pizza Hut is kind enough to give to the Vesta Cup Fund, to the Vest Fund. And they have to buy those vests every so many years. They expire. I didn't know if you know that. And they're expensive.
Which is bad because I'm pretty sure you don't want a bulletproof vest that's expired.
No.
That would be
not.
that would be bad.
Definitely
That'd be bad,
Yeah, so they want to, and I really encourage people to go to that. Andy, who's running it, does an awesome job. Everybody that does it is really does a great job, and it's a fun event. They always have music. There's entertainment. There's stuff for the kids. There's face painting. The Batmobile's usually there. I'm not sure about this year, but I do know that the Ghostbuster car will be there.
Really? Wait,
yes.
For the Batmobile, you're talking like original Adam West Batmobile, or are we talking like Dark Knight Batmobile?
I think that you need to go and see for yourself.
Because you don't know the
Jeremy.
answer. Is that your way of saying you're not sure which one it is?
I'm just telling you should go and check it out. And I think everybody should go.
What did that mean? What was that? What was
You don't watch Friends?
No,
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so everybody wants to go to Vestacop, 100%. I think it's 4 to 9, and it's at the Pizza Hut on Route 37,
Cool.
Tom's River. So go to that. Do we have time for more or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
I can't see the clock, so.
Oh,
go ahead.
yeah, there's some balloons in front of your clock. There's smiling emojis in front of this clock. Oh, thanks. I could totally talk for 3 minutes.
So just I'll give you a little radio
Yeah, you
insider
don't tell
tip.
them what they
I
say.
should have
That was
explained
that
that
was him. That was him just whispering in our ear.
Gotcha.
Like the listeners didn't hear that. But then when you said, 3 minutes, then they probably knew that Zach whispered in your ear. Anyway.
Or you held up your hand like, hey, a couple more minutes, you have to go.
But then
still, the secret's out.
Yeah, you kind of.
I got it,
You
Zach.
kind of just went behind the curtain, like underneath the
little
veil.
insight into what's going
and
on.
now you have like 2 minutes.
From a
so
rookie.
Go ahead. So go
Okay,
ahead.
so we did the Pros vs. Heroes
Yeah.
football game, thanks
Yep.
to the Grunin Foundation, and a lot of hard work from a lot of people, and it was awesome. But it happened to sprinkle that day.
It did. It
sprinkled a little bit. So it deterred some people from coming. So I have a lot of shirts on hand that we need to sell, that all the proceeds from the shirts will go to the Police Foundation. And we will be at SailFest this year. It's in Island Heights.
Right.
It is September 10th. It's a Saturday. It's, I believe, from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. are the vendors and the food. And then at 6 p.m., the food stays out. And then there's a band at night. It's a huge block party in Island Heights. It's called SailFest. It's phenomenal. And we will have a Tom's River Police Foundation booth there. And we'll be selling the shirts and the wristbands that we have from the game.
Cool.
And we want to support the police department with that. And the more money that the foundation raises, the more community outreach we can do with the kids and get that bond together. And also we have something coming up, a little teaser is going to be a motorcycle poker run. And we've teamed up with Hogs for Humanity this year.
Oh, okay.
And it'll be during Jersey Shore Festival. So it'll be the Saturday or Sunday before Memorial Day weekend. And we're going to have pre-registration there. So it'll be a less expensive
So
pre-reg.
let me just point something out. First of all, the shirts from the Pros vs. Heroes, that'll have the logo of the J. and Linda Grunin Foundation on it, right?
It is on there.
Yeah,
It is
okay.
on there because you
now,
were a sponsor.
I just want to. I haven't had a chance to publicly call you out on this. Okay.
Uh-oh.
But there were two sponsors of shirts, right?
Yes.
Okay. So one was the J. and Linda Grunin Foundation.
Yes.
Right. And one was another company. What was the other company that sponsored shirts?
Who that sponsored the shirts for
Yeah,
the police department?
yeah.
That was MC Messina.
Okay. That's
Yes.
your
That is my
your
husband.
husband, right?
He sponsored
now,
the police officers.
Now I'd like to call out. Yeah, exactly. So how is it that I ended up being the sponsor on the Pros, and he ended up getting to be the Heroes? I'm just saying,
Because
why
he got in on it early.
So I'm the one. He got in on it early. I'm the one.
The year before.
I'm
Where
the
were
one.
you?
So now all of a sudden I'm supporting the team that nobody's rooting for because everybody's rooting for the police officers. Clearly,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
the only one in the crowd that is like cheering.
You were
every
the
time
only
the
one
Pros.
wearing the Pros jersey.
Yeah, I was the only one rooting for the Pros.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just thank you very much. Way to go.
Hey, no
Little
problem.
nepotism involved there. Anyway,
is nepotism
we're going to call
there.
out.
He got in the year before. He got the rights.
That was a very Clinton thing to do. When we come back with more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, we'll talk about maybe some other things that I have concerns about after this. Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Just a reminder. So two things, two programming notes that they tell me I'm supposed to do whenever I have them. Number one, there will be no Hometown View today because K-Dub, which I call him, Kevin Williams.
I know.
He's vacating for the day. So he's going to be outie sayonara. And it is not a live preferred company today. It will be a best of, which I don't even know how they choose because there's so much. Like every episode's a best of to me, right? I mean, it's all so great. So it's a best of today because, various reasons. But you know that Joel is in Tel Aviv for a family bar mitzvah. And, Marianne is on summer schedule, so it is what it is. So no live preferred company today. All right, good. I did my part. Jillian, you are also very involved, I know, in the schools, right? So we talked about last time we were on, what?
I try. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're like, I try. Last time you were on, we talked about the program that you do, which is really all about building self-esteem, self-confidence, and then also kids understanding their relationship with the police department and all. Like it was kind of like a
and understanding relationships
thing.
with other kids. Like you don't have to be friends with everybody, but just be kind. Or you know, if people aren't your friend, just don't waste your time. Hang out with people that make you feel good.
Right.
You know, be good. Be nice to each other.
Right. But that's self-esteem.
Yeah. To an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks
I just don't want it to be like a hey girl.
No, it's
thing,
not.
You know?
But there is a lot. I mean, there is a portion of that. I mean,
yes.
And you said, and the stories you told were about kids that were about some of the kids that all of a sudden kind of came out of their shells.
Yes, you are.
Right?
Yes, you are right. You are right.
So
the M&M story. I know. You remember that story?
All right. So we were also talking about there's a new website or a new kind of vehicle. Which I would look at, but I can't because I'm not allowed to. I have another 37 minutes that I can't use my.
I can't believe you're going to win this
devices.
bet.
This is going to be great. So you were talking about. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? And I know you have something that's kind of personal on that as well. So go ahead.
Well, I do. My sister teaches in our district, and she's taught for a long time, and she teaches LLD, which is special needs kids, and they're awesome. And she has 3 grades worth of children. So she has to do curriculum for 180 days for 3 grades worth of kids.
By the way, you said she taught for a long time. Let's be fair. I mean, you guys are both in your late 20s, so she hasn't taught that long.
Tracy, did you hear that?
Anyway,
do you love him now?
Go ahead.
I know. He's great. Yes. So she has 180 lessons times 3 because she's 3
That's
different
540.
grades.
I did that in my head.
You did. You're amazing.
Go ahead.
Amazing. So now I know you lied about your GPA. But anyway.
No, I didn't. I didn't go to that.
She found this great website because she does a lot of things with the kids, and it's Jeremy struggles to open a balloon.
Go ahead.
And she found this website because it's no secret. Teachers take a lot of money out of their pocket for their classrooms. Whether or not they have to is a different thing, but they do because they care and because they love the kids. And she found this website called Donor's Choice. And it's basically, what was the website you said earlier?
Oh, it's GoFundMe.
Thank you. It's basically a GoFundMe for teachers, but you really have to prove your lesson, what you need the money for, and this and that in the program. And she just recently opened a Donor's Choice for her classroom, so she can do even more with the kids. And you can find them if you go Donor's Choice.
That's cool.
I'll give a shout out to my sister. She's Miss Fournier.
Miss Fournier.
Mrs. Fournier. Yes,
Gotcha.
if you're looking for
That's
you're
nice.
looking for one
I like
to donate
that.
to.
That's very French.
Mrs. Fournier.
Yeah. You know, I used to call I always like to try and have a French influence. Like I started by saying that we were here on the River Toms, and that was blown up quickly.
Yeah, you got bashed by Tara and Kelly on that one.
I got bashed by my team saying that sounds dumb. Don't ever say that again. So.
You have a great team.
No, they're not
you.
great.
They are looking out for you.
They're not looking out for me. They just beat me down.
No, they're looking out for you. They were
no. Although if we were on the River Toms, I wouldn't be able to wear my burkini. Do you know what a burkini is? Well, if you don't know what a burkini is, you should look it up in the break. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Remember, no hometown view, but we do have the news. Then when we come back, you got a little more of us. Then we got Dana Lancelotti coming on at 7:45 to tell us what to do this weekend. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.
The news never stops at WOBMAM.com. Get the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, 7:32, Friday, August 19th, 73 degrees. Got up to 84 today, 40% chance of rain, 60% chance of sun. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pop app and WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. So, Jillian, do you want to clarify the website?
I would like to clarify the website.
Go ahead.
Because I am allowed to use my technology
Yeah, see, by the
today.
way, this is why I use it, so that people can correct all the dumb things I say.
I can't wait to see all the text.
Yeah, there's probably not, because I said I wasn't texting, so
okay.
go ahead. And by the way, you're probably half of my texts in the morning, so go ahead.
It is Donors Choose, not Donors Choice.
Right.
So donorschoose.com. And if you're going there, look for Mrs. Fournier or Tracy Fournier.
Yeah, which is Jamaican, by the way.
It is Jamaican,
Yeah,
yes.
it's not.
It
It's
is
not.
Jamaican.
But isn't Jamaica, like, wasn't it a French province at some point? Wasn't that the whole point?
Maybe.
I mean, it's whatever. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. So we were talking for a second. There was a new Zika outbreak in Miami. So scary, right? And I think you said you had like a Zika story. Did you have a Zika story?
Well, I kind of have a Zika story.
All right,
but
go ahead.
it's actually funny because my daughter's brilliant.
Listen,
I know
what's
there's no
better?
funny Zika
What's
story.
better than a funny Zika story?
Well,
Let's go with it.
All right, let me just explain because you're going to find it funny, I think.
I'm sure.
Okay. So my daughter is very much like me, and when I was little, my room was a mess, but it was my mess, and I loved it. And I told her to go clean her room, and she's like, "I don't want to clean my room." So I'm like, "Gianna, do not come downstairs until your room is clean." 15 minutes later, she's crying. "What's the matter?" She comes downstairs, "Mommy, I can't clean my room. I just can't do it." "What's the matter, Jay?" She goes, "There's a mosquito in my room." I'm like, "All right, there's a mosquito in your room. Get it." And she's like, "I can't. It's high. I have to watch it." So I'm like, "What do you mean you have to watch it?" She goes, "Well, if I go and I clean my room, then I won't be watching it and I'm going to get Zika virus. So I can't clean my room because I'm going to get Zika." She's 10.
Really?
Yeah, she's kind of genius, right?
Well,
I laughed for 3 days.
Wow.
Can't clean my room because I'm going to get Zika.
Or you think she was just looking for? You think she was just looking for a reason to not clean the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't think she was? Maybe she was. Maybe.
No.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think maybe that she was genuinely concerned, and do you think maybe that you didn't show compassion and you didn't show empathy for a young girl obviously in distress?
I went and I got a vacuum. I sucked up the mosquito, and she cleaned her room.
You killed a poor defenseless mosquito.
I didn't
like
kill
that?
him. I put him in the vacuum.
So he lived. He's probably alive in there.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Whatever.
Sure.
I
I don't generally kill bugs, but I didn't want her to get Zika.
I thought you were a better person than that, Jill. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, I make them walk spiders outside.
So they walk spiders outside?
I tell them every time you kill a spider, you swallow its uncle in your sleep. I do. I won't let them kill
I don't
them.
even know. I'm going to move along. Okay, so there you go. So Zika, I would recommend highly that if you are pregnant or planning on being pregnant, or if you have a 10-year-old, don't go to Miami anytime in the very near future until we get this under control. But the good news is, as you know, the president did actually start moving funds away and did release the Treasury to start moving some things around so that we can start getting on a resolution to this. There are countries that have developed some technology where they've cut down the mosquito population considerably just by spraying. And so, so there are ways to do this. And so we need to get on this. But all right, so that's that. But that moves me over to Flakka, right? Only because it sounds so similar. Flakka and Zika are different. So Flakka
Quite different.
is a designer drug. Did you know about this?
Yes, I did hear it on one of your sister stations yesterday.
Really?
All about it.
Okay, so it's a designer drug that's been linked to bizarre incidents over the last few years. So it's back in the news because a 19-year-old college student may have been on this actual drug when he stabbed a couple and then ate one of the victim's faces.
Yeah,
Right?
it was his roommate's face, I believe. He started trying to eat his face.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
So like I understand.
Can you
listen,
imagine when you come
what
off
I've
that
heard,
high, how you
what
would
I've
feel?
heard, what I've heard is that if you smoke like pot or something like that, I've heard that you could get the munchies afterwards. But I think that means you want fried food.
Yeah, or like a birthday cake.
Right. Or a birthday cake. Wow, Zach, that sounds like a personal story involved in that one.
When's the next break?
You might have to watch Sausage Party to find out.
Okay, so wait, so tell us. So go ahead. So there's a sausage party thing going on here, right?
Yes.
They use there's Flakka
Well,
involved.
they don't say the word Flakka, but they say bath salts. And I believe that's what the Flakka is, right? It says it's like a bath salt. I think that's what it is.
Oh yeah, Flakka is a synthetic cathinone drug, an amphetamine-like stimulant that's similar to bath salts.
Okay, so in Sausage Party, if you use these bath salts, you're able to see and interact with the talking foods.
Did you see the promo where, is it Seth Meyers? Is that who it is?
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, thank you. Where they put fake fruit in a restaurant.
I did.
That was so
That
funny,
was hilarious.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Wait,
that
they
was
put
really
fake-
good.
They put
Is this for publication or no?
Yeah, this wasn't
Well,
bad. This was funny.
So go ahead. They put fake. What?
Yeah, so it's like you would
Let's
go.
act to it.
So you walk into your shop, right?
Right.
And you go over to the cabbage because I know you like cabbage. You're
I
going
love
to pick out a big.
Only when I turn it into coleslaw. Go ahead.
And there's one in the middle with a face on it, and it's got like a microphone, and Seth Rogen's in the back doing the voice of this talking cabbage or whatever. And yeah, he kind of just busts on you
Oh, that's
while
funny.
you're picking out your food.
That's
so it was
funny.
like catching people off guard. They're like
Scares
grabbing
them.
their food just in the supermarket, and then all of a sudden they see
Yeah,
a
like there's
food
something
item talking
to them in the
with
yeah.
a face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
that
pretty
would-
funny.
Which would probably throw you off in the middle of the day, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. That's
The best is when they talk back. They're sitting there talking to, the food. It was
Yeah.
great.
And I wanted to bring up this other story because and this was something that I know that you have a tie to this as well. There was a story I was reading about the price of EpiPens, which is unbelievable. So would you believe, and you would if you have any exposure to an EpiPen, that it used to be that an EpiPen was about $100 in 2008, right? And now it can cost up to $500. Right, for an EpiPen, for a set of 2 EpiPens. Mm-hmm. That is insane, and this is like it's one of those things that's making it very difficult. It's a big expenditure for most families, right? And then
it's no joke. It's not like it's something that you can let expire,
No.
like a Tylenol for a headache.
no,
It's an
you can't let
EpiPen.
it expire. I mean, that's the second. That's the third most important thing that you would let expire. I mean, that you can't let expire. First, as we've already established, is bulletproof vests.
Yes.
Second is contraception. Never let that expire. And don't go shopping in the dollar store for it either. And third is an EpiPen. No? I'm just...
Well.
Okay. Well, all right. You got nothing on that one, huh?
I have nothing on that one.
All right. So anyway, something has to be done.
Well, I'd like to know why the cost has gone up. What is it? Because it's demand?
It's
Is it
the
supply
drug
and demand?
industry.
It's a drug industry. But, I have a problem with this. I have a problem with the fact that police officers can carry Narcan, but they can't carry an EpiPen. And nothing against carrying Narcan, but a child doesn't choose an allergy.
Right.
Why can't they have EpiPens on stuff?
Well, clearly because it's $500 for a
Okay,
pair.
but how much is Narcan? Because
I know,
I guarantee they're using more Narcan than an EpiPen if they have it.
So here's your answer, though. In 2015, Mylan, the company that is the major producer of EpiPens, their profits from EpiPens alone was just over $1.2 billion. Billion with a B on EpiPens. So listen, so here's what happens, though. So we talk about the greedy drug companies, right? The price of drugs is it's not regulated enough, right? And nobody is doing anything. This is part of what needs to happen as far as a healthcare overhaul, because we need an overhaul in a big way. The price of health insurance is through the roof. We still have a ton of uninsured. The price of drugs is ridiculous. People are choosing which drugs which they really need and which they could possibly get away without. It's a real problem in our country, and somebody needs to address it. And Obamacare wasn't certainly the answer, certainly in and of itself. A lot more to do there. More Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We are now joined on the line for our normal weekly wrap-up our preview of what to do with Dana Lancelotti, Director of Tourism and Business Development for Ocean County. Good morning, Dana.
Hello. Hi, Jeremy. How are you?
I am fantastic. What we have going on now?
Okay, so tomorrow, Art in the Park, the 4th annual edition of this. So it's hosted by the Toms River Artist Community. Support your local artists by going to the Art in the Park, which is taking place on Hadley Avenue on the lawn, right near the county complex there by the county garage. There's art, music, dance, poetry, performance art, interactive exhibits, food vendors. It's going to be lots of fun. So that's tomorrow. We're supposed to have nice weather. I think it'll be a good day. Also down in Manahawkin Lake, we have the Manahawkin Brew Fest. There's going to be music and craft beers and all kinds of fun stuff going on there. Then there's also going to be the annual Dog Day race happening at Harvey Cedars Sunset Park tomorrow. I'm sorry, that's actually on Sunday. That's the 21st. Also tomorrow, though, on Saturday, we have Insane Inflatables 5K in Brick at the Drum Point Sports Complex. Very exciting event. And also tomorrow, the Family Flukin' Frenzy, which is an annual event in Point Pleasant. Lots of fun for the family to get out there, yes.
What is that called?
The Family Flukin' Frenzy.
Oh, boy.
They do this every year.
Sorry.
It's the VFW Post 4715 Men's Auxiliary. They put it. This is their 14th annual one.
Dana, I have a new goal in life to make you say family fluke and frenzy as
Family
often
Fluke
as
and
I
Frenzy.
can. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that's happening tomorrow. That's a great event. The 20th and the 21st, so Saturday and Sunday, we have food trucks and fireworks over at Lurita Winery. Then also Dr. Chico and his Island Sounds are playing at Martell's. We want to throw that in there. We have something called Experience the Barnegat Bay Open House and Fun Days going on at the Lighthouse Center for Natural Resource Education in Waretown. That's on Sunday. And actually, we also have, I thought I had seen something else. Oh, tomorrow on Caddis Island, I thought this was funny. Mushrooms, weird, wonderful, and worth a hike. So there's an event going on down there where you learn about mushrooms while you're hiking.
That's
so
great.
That's fun. Yeah. Then, actually on Monday, so we're going into the week now, Granger Smith, that's a country music singer. I don't know if you're familiar.
Clearly, yeah.
And Nikki Breyer. Yes?
Yeah,
anyway.
no idea.
They're playing at Martell's in Point Pleasant on the 23rd through the 25th, so that would be Tuesday through Thursday. They have Hot Halloween going on at Jenkinson's. Don't even ask me. I'm sure that's fun. Get there and start enjoying the Halloween season early. On the 23rd through the 25th this week, we have the Lakewood Blue Claws playing the Miami Marlins minor league team called the Greensboro Grasshoppers.
Yeah.
This
grasshopper.
is that grasshopper thing again, yes. And then on Thursday, we have comedy night with Jeff Parami and John Conti and Scott Friedman at Cuisine on the Green in Little Egg Harbor. On Friday, they're doing a tribute to Jerry Garcia, his birthday. They've got a Jerry Garcia birthday celebration over at the Strand. Musicians on a Mission is what it's called. On Saturday, there's back-to-school night at New Egypt Speedway. We've got a classic car show going on in Forked River at the VFW Post 10118 Classic Car Show. So that's happening next weekend. And lots of other fun, exciting things. I mean, I just want to remind everybody that we're getting close to September now.
Yes.
And if you thought we had a lot going on in the summer, wait until you see how many things are coming in September and October. We can't even fit them on our highlights.
Which makes me wonder, where would I go to learn about everything that's happening?
So oceancountytourism.com, you can link into everything. And also don't forget our weekly highlights that comes out on our Facebook page. We also post it on our website, the weekly highlights, events, calendar, little constant contact package of fun. So when you go through that, you can click and link into everything and get all the details.
Awesome. And for the record, Jerry Garcia, that's my favorite Ben & Jerry's flavor.
Is it?
Just wanted to let you know.
Good to
Dana
know.
Lancelotti, Director of Tourism and Business Development, thank you so much, as always, and have a fabulous weekend.
You too.
All right, back with more after this. Hey, quick reminder that our preferred company today is not live. So if you call in with a joke that's not going to work out for you, or if you call in with a good wish, I mean, you can. The good wish is really on you. You should have the good wish anyway. Nobody's going to hear it on the air. Just letting you know. Speaking of good wishes, Jillian Messina, great fun today having you in the studio.
We did have fun, and
we did.
And you have a couple minutes, and I may have lost a bet.
Yeah, I know. No technology for me today. See, I can do it.
Had no technology, but we had fun, right?
We did. I didn't like start to sweat or convulse or anything.
No, you even popped some balloons.
I popped some balloons, and now we get to go watch Sausage Party. I can't wait.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe.
Big winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You should still bring the family a Sunday fun.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that. But but listen, no. All seriousness though, thank you for all that you do in the community. I say it all the time, and you know your husband's very fortunate because he has such an active wife who is out there and trying to make a difference in the world in any way that she can. And of course, she's not contributing anything to the family kitty, but whatever, that's okay. It's but that's all right. It's all in the name of creating a better world.
Well, maybe this was so much fun that there's somebody here at Town Square is going to say, you two need a show.
I know, right?
You guys were great.
Well, that would involve me though, because then I would have to. There'd be another show.
Yeah, but. Then I'd have a paycheck.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, listen, everybody needs to have a great weekend. The weather looks like it's going to be nice. Enjoy it. The summer is almost over, so take in every minute. Don't forget to set your alarms for 5:30 a.m. on Monday morning. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. We'll be back. I will be sleeping in at least till 6 tomorrow and Sunday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.